Tonight on NewsLink Indiana, hundreds of Delaware County residents are still without power.
And people in Texas are still responding to Sunday's tragic shooting.
Today we got a high up to 51 degrees. Are colder days ahead? I will have more coming up for you in just a few moments.
From Ball State Unified Media, this is NewsLink Indiana.
And good evening, welcome to NewsLink Indiana. I'm Tanner Holbrook.
And I'm Bree Isom. Thanks for joining us. While
many have had power restored to them since Sunday's severe storm and power outage, some haven't been quite as lucky, Bree.
You're right. NewsLink Indiana's Reagan Geiger has the more on the impact that has had on the people affected.
Students and Muncie locals now are lighting their candles in effect from the disastrous Muncie storm Sunday night.
Then all of a sudden, huge rain came through. We looked around to see what the damage was. There were trees cutting off streets, power lines. I know just down the street here, the crew's still fixing the power lines that were. There's a power line that was snapped at the top third, hanging down from there.
Houses and businesses left destroyed from fallen trees and electric lines.
We've been without power for, oh gosh, it's been about 24 hours, a little bit over. They've been doing a lot of hard work over the last 24 hours, and we've been really patient. So it's only a matter of time before everyone gets their power back.
Darkness fell over Muncie as the power cut off everywhere.
I love the new Ball State motto, "We fly," but on Sunday we definitely fell. We definitely fell.
According to Indiana Michigan Power, there are still scattered parts around Muncie that do not have power, including West Tillotson, University, and McGalliard. That adds up to around 650 homes and businesses left powerless. Indiana Michigan Power says they are attempting to recover all of the power back by Wednesday. In Muncie, I'm Reagan Geiger, NewsLink Indiana.
Power has been restored to most of the local school districts, as only one school here in Muncie was closed today.
The American Red Cross came to Muncie on Monday to help the residents affected. Roughly 12,000 people were without power due to Sunday's storm, and some were left with damage to their homes. The Red Cross volunteers set up shelter at the Delaware County Fairgrounds for displaced residents to sleep and provide them with food and heat. Approximately 16 affected residents made use of the services Monday night. Most of those affected ended up returning home on Tuesday when their power was restored. Red Cross volunteers are still on standby just in case more people seek shelter this evening. One on-campus organization took action to help students affected from the power outage. Outdoor Pursuits normally rents out equipment for outdoor activities, but decided their gear could be used to help Cardinals without electricity. Students can rent sleeping bags, coolers, and 2 burner stoves free of charge. They can keep this equipment until Friday, November 10th, in hopes that all power will be regained by then.
I think all of us that have been through college realize that things are hard sometimes just to do the regular things you're supposed to do as a student. So having any other distractions outside that makes things a lot more difficult. We wanted to give students a little bit more access to staying at home and being able to sort of operate their daily lives the way they typically do.
Students can take advantage of this offer by visiting Outdoor Pursuits at the Ball State Recreation Center.
As people in Muncie wait to get power back, questions remain about the future of the Muncie Central Fieldhouse after a reported tornado severely damaged the facility. No estimate has been released about how bad the damage is. Joining us now is NewsLink Indiana's Tony Sandlaben with more on what the school district is doing in response. Tony, such sad news for MCS.
It is a bit of a morale blow to the people in MCS for sure. Good evening, Tanner. Good evening, everyone. This week, the Board of Directors for the Muncie School Buildings Corporation is meeting at the Muncie Area Career Center. Now, we don't have an official agenda for that meeting, but a number of the people that will be there will be minds that should have a good grasp on what exactly the damage will cost fiscally to the school district, including Chief Financial Officer Bob Coddington. They should be able to give a good estimate on what will happen, on what the district needs to do. But as you can see here, there is some of the damage to the exterior of the building. The interior photos that you're going to see here in a second were provided by Muncie Community Schools. NewsLink Indiana will be at that meeting, and we should have some more information on what's next for the field house and for the district. Then be sure to tune in to NewsLink Indiana on Thursday night or log on to ballstatedaily.com for all of the further details that we will get from that meeting.
And Tony, the field house has been in need of a much needed restoration as it is way before the storm. How are they going to have the funds to do this or, fix this place up?
Well, it's really hard to say since there is no estimate of how badly it was actually damaged, but you're right, there has been a need for renovation for a long time simply to make the the facility structurally sound was going to cost the district about $265,000, and that didn't include other maintenance work that needs to be done, including plumbing and electricity needs. So it's hard to say, but the good thing is the district has other options. It may not necessarily need to be the one. The fiscally impaired district may not need to be the one that pays all of the money. There could be some sort of loan from the city. The mayor has already said he'd be willing to help out the district. He may be able to help out for the repairs for this facility as well. Or independent donors. Independent donors could raise money on their own, some sort of local community fundraiser, which we've seen in the past to try to help keep this historic landmark going here in Muncie.
Definitely historic for the Muncie community. Tony, thank you. We will have more information on that, as he said. Be sure to check out ballstatedaily.com this week for more information. Meanwhile, in Yorktown, a family is recovering today after a car accident that police say was unavoidable. Officials say the family's SUV was crushed by a tree Sunday morning. This comes after Delaware County experienced severe weather Sunday with reported winds up to 70 miles per hour. Police say the driver is in critical condition at Methodist Hospital in Indianapolis. One passenger is in serious condition at IU Health Ball Memorial Hospital. 2 other passengers were released and are in fair condition. Yorktown police say the accident was one of the worst they've ever seen. You know, Bree, such sad news for them. It's weird, severe weather in November.
No, I mean, I usually associate severe weather with like warmth and summertime. It's just weird that it happened at the beginning of November.
Yeah.
So Molly, what can you tell us? Any more severe weather coming our way?
No severe weather coming our way, but rain will occur later on the weekend. Cooler temperatures as well. I'll get that to you in just a few moments, but taking a look right now at radar, you can start to see just a little bit of pop-up showers that are occurring in the Muncie area. So if you are heading out the door, be sure to grab your jacket. It is a little bit on the chillier side. We are currently at 45 degrees. It feels like 41 out there. So if you are walking, be sure to bundle up as cooler temperatures are going to be in store, especially for your overnight lows. This is going to be 11 p.m. tonight. Overall, 40 degrees in Indianapolis, 36 in Muncie, and in Shelbyville, 39 degrees. And even into your morning hours, temperatures will still be on the chillier end. 11 a.m., we are going to have a temperature of 46 degrees here in Indy, 43 in Muncie, and in Shelbyville, 46. Now keep in mind, this is a general overview of temperatures that could change throughout the next few hours, and we will keep a track on that for you. So coming up in my full forecast, we're tracking cooler temps, especially later on in the weekend. Sunshine is also in store for the remaining of the week, and rain will return later on. I'll have that coming up and more.
Thank you, Molly. University of Notre Dame employees will continue to receive no-cost birth control coverage. An email was sent to the faculty and staff today stating that its health insurance provider is offering contraception coverage not funded by the university. This announcement comes just a week after the Roman Catholic University said its no-cost contraception coverage would end January 1st. A spokesperson for the university said that it follows Catholic teaching against the use of birth control, adding that the school would not interfere with the contraception coverage because of the, quote, plurality of religious and other convictions among its employees. Nearly 100 employees at Fort Wayne's Aunt Millie's Bakery will be left without jobs. The company announced it will begin shutting down the bakery in December, with plans to have production phased out in April. The closure will eliminate 91 jobs. However, the plan plans to keep its headquarters office with nearly 120 workers open in downtown Fort Wayne. An excess in baking capacity and locations was the cause for the decision. Other Aunt Millie's Baker locations include Lowell, Indiana, and Coldwater, Michigan.
Down in Indianapolis, more than 2,300 Eli Lilly employees have accepted buyouts after the company announced its plans to reduce its workforce in 2018 by over 3,000 people. The pharmaceutical-based company in Indianapolis announced its job cuts in September. The employees accepting the buyouts had to apply and be accepted into the U.S. Voluntary Early Retirement Program. Company spokesperson Mark Taylor said that in addition to early retirements, the company will, quote, determine whether it needs to further reduce costs and improve efficiencies. And Vice President Mike Pence will be in the Hoosier State on Thursday. He will be speaking in Indianapolis to push the overhaul of the federal tax code. Pence was in Indiana last September to talk about taxes and target the Democratic Senator Joe Donnelly. There is no word on the location or time of the event. And coming up, an argument turned into gunfire in Chesterfield this week. We'll have that story just ahead on NewsLink.
And Major League Baseball is mourning the loss of a former player tonight. The tragic accident that led to his death is after the break.
Oh! Checking your fantasy league?
Nah, just my 401k statement.
Nice. Where'd you find the money for that?
I've just been saving a little every month.
I can't seem to save anything.
Well, what about all this? What about the money you're spending?
What money? It's gone before I can get my hands on it.
I got a pizza for a Todd.
Hey, can somebody spot me?
When it comes to financial stability, don't get left behind.
It's 547.
Get tools and tips for saving at feedthepig.org.
So I've come up with the family emergency plan.
Great. What is it?
It's difficult to talk about, so I'm not telling you.
How will we know what to do?
You won't.
I'm so glad I won't have to remember anything.
And me too. Thanks for this, sweetie.
Talk to your kids about who to call, where to meet, what to pack. Visit ready.gov/kids for tips and information.
So, I just moved in with this family, and it's embarrassing. The little one, he likes to go outside and crawl around in the giant litter box. I don't know what he's doing. I mean, I was born and I knew how to use the litter box. Look at that. That's disgusting. Oh, poop already. You're making me nervous. Oh, okay, I can't look at this anymore. I really hope he grows out of this, for his sake.
Welcome back to NewsLink Indiana. A Muncie woman is dead after what seems to be a shootout. It happened in Chesterfield Monday night. 20-year-old Jalen Harmon was taken by ambulance to Anderson Hospital before being flown to St. Vincent Hospital in Indianapolis, where she died. Harmon and another woman were in a home when two men began exchanging gunshots. Police responded to reports of gunfire at 7 p.m. One of the men involved was shot and taken to Anderson Hospital, where he is in stable condition. The other alleged gunman, Anderson resident Joshua Steele, is being held on a 72-hour hold while the investigation continues.
In wake of the recent Sutherland shooting, a pastor at another Texas church is taking matters into his own hands to protect his congregation.
Yeah, Bree, that's right. Christian Von Praising has more.
It was not supposed to happen.
Sitting in his living room, recovering from surgery, watching news updates arrive, the situation hit too close to home.
When they said a congregation of 50, I said, that's our congregation.
Jaime Chapa says for 30 years he's led the congregation at El Faro Bible Church in Sullivan City.
This will never happen at El Faro. This will never happen. What happened in Sutherland will not happen ever in our church.
The plan is simple. Chapa will carry a handgun with his concealed handgun license when he preaches. Other licensed parishioners will as well.
There'll be 3 armed persons at all time at every service. And nobody needs to know who they are, but our church will be protected.
Paid security guards are financially out of the question for this small church. Chapa points out his statue of St. Michael the Archangel, sword in hand, and says protecting his church is his responsibility.
And sad news tonight. Police say former Major League Baseball pitcher Roy Halladay is dead. Officials say Halladay was on a small plane that crashed into the Gulf of Mexico just off of the coast of Florida. The Sheriff's Marine Unit responded to the crash around noon today. That's when they found Halladay's body. Officials say no survivors were found and they could not confirm if there were any additional passengers on the plane. Halladay retired in 2013 after 12 seasons with the Toronto Blue Jays and 4 seasons with the Philadelphia Phillies.
New tonight, USA Gymnastics now has a new president and CEO. The announcement came earlier today that Carrie Perry will be taking over the organization as of December 1st. Perry was working in Indianapolis as the vice president of business development at Learfield Communications. USA Gymnastics made a hire outside of the sport in an effort to move forward after a sex abuse scandal. There are more than 100 accusations of sexual misconduct against former team Dr. Larry Nassar. Nassar is in Michigan jail awaiting trial for those charges.
And cold weather today. Molly, what is coming up in your full weather forecast?
Yes, cooler temperatures and rain is in store for the weekend, but tomorrow we have pleasant conditions. Those cooler temperatures and rain, I'll talk about more coming up in my full weather.
Can you help me with this? My new dad teaches me all kinds of stuff.
Sure.
He helps me with homework.
That would be 3.6795.
Thanks.
Yep.
He helps me with my decision making.
I wouldn't use this one. Ever.
And he's even teaching me how to drive.
And that's why cars have bumpers.
I'm learning so much.
You don't have to be perfect to be a perfect parent. Thousands of kids in foster care will take you just as you are.
They're coming. Places, everybody.
Light check. 1, 2, 1, 2.
Everything looks good on our end.
And lights.
Come alive with the forest. Visit discovertheforest.org to find a forest near you.
Don't wait. Communicate. Make your emergency plan today.
Of all the things you've done with your bike, donating it to Goodwill may be the most incredible of all. Your donations help fund job placement and training for people in your community, which means your stuff can be more powerful than you think. Goodwill. Donate stuff, create jobs.
Welcome back to NewsLink Indiana. Bree, 32 degrees for the overnight low. You know, I think these colder temperatures are here to stay.
No, I vividly remember it being like 35 on Halloween. So Molly, are we to see that anytime soon again?
Yes, we are definitely going to see those colder temperatures in store later on in the week as well. We can definitely start to get your winter weather gear out because you're definitely going to need it. Those temperatures are going to be colder as we go throughout the rest of the week. Overall, temperatures on the last couple, on the next 5-day trend, we have a high of 48 degrees for Wednesday, Thursday a high of 45, and for Friday, 36 degrees. It's definitely going to be a very cold one, so be sure to bundle up. On Friday, you are going to need your winter gear. Saturday, 43, and for Sunday, 46 degrees as well. Now, precision cast temperatures, overnight lows are going to get very cold. Let's time it out on to see how cold it's actually going to be. 30 in Indianapolis at 11 p.m., 28 in Muncie, and in Shelbyville, 30 degrees. Now, even throughout the overnight and even into your walk to class, it's still going to be very cold. By 7 a.m. you can start to see 25 degrees in Indy, 23 here in Muncie, and 25 down in Shelbyville. So it is going to be very cold, so be aware of those cooler temperatures that are in store coming up. But right now it is 45 degrees, so not that cold, but still just a little bit chilly out there. So if you are going out, be sure to bundle up as well. Grab your jacket. Radar, we are picking up on just a little bit of showers that are occurring in the Muncie area, but we are going to stay dry for the remainder of the night as well. We have by 11 p.m. we're going to have a low of 40 degrees, 1 a.m. 38, and even around 3 a.m. 36 degrees. So overall, very cooler temperatures overnight as well. For tomorrow's forecast, though, we have at 9 a.m. a temperature of 38 degrees, and even by lunchtime 46, but 3 p.m. we are going to be reaching our daytime high of 49 degrees, so it's still going to be a little bit on the cooler end as well. So let's time it out in precision cast on what you can expect. 10 a.m. overall, you can start to see very little cloud cover, and this will take place for the remaining of the day as well. And that is due to we are being under a high pressure, so bringing sunny conditions for the next few days as well. So for your weekend, this is what you can expect. Saturday, partly cloudy conditions, a high of 43 degrees, and overall on Sunday, a frontal boundary pushes through. leaving a high of 46 degrees, bringing those rain chances. Overall, we have very low percentages Wednesday through Friday. We have a slight chance on Saturday, and by Sunday, we are seeing that rain at 60%. Your 7-day forecast looks a little bit like this. Thursday, we have a high of 45 degrees. Friday, though, that cold spell at 36. And on Veterans Day, we will have a high of 46 with partly cloudy conditions. So be sure to thank a veteran for their service, and rain returns on Monday.
Colder temperatures, wow.
Yes.
All right, thank you so much, Molly. So Andrew, what do we have coming up in sports?
Well, coming up in sports, a Ball State athletic trainer is headed to the Hall of Fame. We've also got a preview of the Cardinals' upcoming rivalry on the gridiron. Stay tuned.
Here's to the things that can keep us safe. Those we use all the time with hardly a thought. Those that are silently standing by to save our lives. And now, those that we carry with us everywhere we go. Many mobile devices will now bring you wireless emergency alerts, real-time information directly from local sources you know and trust. With the unique sound and vibration, you'll be in the know, wherever you are.
Cook foods to the right temperature using a food thermometer. 3,000 Americans will die from food poisoning this year. Keep your family safer. Check your steps at foodsafety.gov.
So, I got this new family, and I don't know what it is about this one, but she can't seem to put down that toy all day long. Tap, 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 tap. Oh, and she even talks to it. She talks to that more than she talks to him. What's up, bro? Nice shirt. Who's she talking to? Her mom? She talks to her mom a lot.
You wanted to be a teacher when you were little, but things changed. Teaching didn't seem that cool anymore. So you decided to become something else. But what would your 12-year-old self say? Amazing things are happening in teaching, so it's time to put it back on your list. Don't try to convince yourself otherwise. You had it right the first time.
Welcome back to NewsLink Indiana. I'm Andrew Sanders with sports. We'll start tonight over at Delta High School, where the girls basketball team is taking on the Alexandria Monroe Tigers. Now, the Eagles are coming off a big 62-17 win against Muncie Central on Thursday. And Delta was looking to keep that momentum rolling against Alexandria Monroe, but the Tigers would strike first. Here we see a rebound turned into a breakaway layup for Allison Amon, and that would put the Tigers ahead early. Now, Delta would take the lead back here with a crafty inbound pass to Courtney Helm, and she'll get the easy lay in there. Later on in the first half, Delta moved the ball well, passing it around the horn, and Miranda Hart would end up kicking this one out to Carly Miller, who sinks the mid-range jumper. Delta would go on to win this game 49-36 over the Alexandria Monroe Tigers. Now, one Ball State employee was given the highest honor for a Hoosier athletic trainer. The Indiana Athletic Trainers Association announced that Ball State's Neil Hazen will be inducted into their Hall of Fame. Hazen has been an athletic trainer for nearly 30 years, and 21 of those years were spent in the head athletic training position for Ball State. He was named the IATA College and University Athletic Trainer of the Year in 2010, and in 2006 he was inducted into the Cardinal Sports Medicine Society Ring of Honor. All of these accolades can be attributed to Neil Hazen's golden rule when it comes to treating athletes and working with fellow trainers.
You know, treat other people like you'd want to be treated. And it really has served me well. And if you can keep that in mind and instill that in the new young professionals, it gets them off to such a good start, I think. And because as much as you know, you start to realize there's a lot more you don't know. But if you treat people the right way, it goes a long way in carrying it out. And whether it's Troy, whether it's myself, whether it's our newest student coming into the program, it's the process you've got to go through, is learning how to work with people, how to communicate, and just how to do the right thing.
The Cardinals football team travels to Northern Illinois to take on the Huskies this week. But what many folks don't know is that this is a trophy rivalry game. That's right, the winner of the annual matchup between the MAC rivals goes home with the Bronze Stalk Trophy. The trophy game started in 2008 when the Cardinals were nationally ranked. That was the only game after 2008 that Ball State won, so the Bronze Stalk Trophy hasn't stayed in Indiana much longer than the duration of a football game. Since 1941, the overall record favors the Huskies as they lead the series with 22 wins to 20 losses and 2 ties. This year, the Huskies are 4-1 in the MAC, while Ball State is still searching for their first conference win. And the Cardinals will try to bring the Bronze Stalk Trophy home for the first time in almost 10 years on Thursday. And I know it's been a rough go for the Cardinal football team lately, but a win in a rivalry game could lift the team's spirits and hopefully get them back on track. So looking forward to this game this week.
Yeah, it's probably going to be a good game.
Yeah, for sure.
Considering the NIU Huskies are doing pretty well this year.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
So hopefully we can play up to our competition.
Yeah, hopefully we get the trophy back here in Muncie. Andrew, thank you. Coming up in Trending, find out what social media platform is upgrading all of its users.
And an unusual type of keg will be available soon. Stay tuned to find out more.
Hey, did you know 2.4 million loving cats and dogs in shelters and rescues need our help to find a home? Let's go to theshelterpetproject.org and meet if you are in a shelter near you. Harlow, oh, she's one great listener and loves to hear all your stories. My kind of cat. Cerulo is a sweet, goofy boy who's eager to please. Sounds just like another dog I know. So go to theshelterpetproject.org, search your local shelters and rescues, and go for a cuddle with your next best friend. Adopt.
Sure, I look cute now, but when my owner lost his job, it was rough. I was living on the street, and one night, me and this Cocker Spaniel got into it so bad, I wound up looking like an ice cream cone. I cried a little bit, but thankfully I got rescued, so I'm running, I'm jumping, all back to my old self, and I'm ready to give unconditional love, even if you put a lampshade on my head.
There's one thing you can never have sex without.
It's not something you buy.
Or something you take.
In fact, there's only one way to get it.
It has to be given to you, freely.
It's consent.
Because sex without it isn't sex.
It's rape. Consent.
If you don't get it, you don't get it. It's on us to stop sexual assault.
Learn how and take the pledge at itsonus.org.
Welcome back to NewsLink Indiana. Time to take a look at what is trending now.
And we have Katie McLaughlin here to tell us everything.
Hello, guys. So, for all of you tweeters out there, I have some exciting news for you. Today, Twitter announced that they will allow 280 characters per each tweet. This doubled from the 140 characters users previously had. Twitter has been testing this change since September with a handful of lucky users. However, if you are trying to tweet in Chinese, Japanese, or Korean, you will not be able to take advantage of this change due to characters needed to communicate. The question many have is, will Twitter turn from a quick blurb site to full-on blogging?
You know, I don't think they will. I think Twitter's going to be Twitter, you know?
I don't know if I could handle that.
Yeah, and everyone, so today on Twitter, they were hashtagging 280 characters, and they were just kind of back and forth with how they feel about it. So I think it's going to be interesting once we get farther along the line to see how that goes.
All right. Well, hey, there's something delicious coming our way.
Yes, there is. So if you guys are looking for a different way to party, there is a new keg in town. Hidden Valley just came out with a ranch keg. This metal 5-liter keg is priced at $50 and will last you approximately 1 whole year. There is a special inside coating that meets FDA specifications and keeps the ranch tasting fresh. And if you want to go all out, you can even add the 18-inch ranch fountain. In case you're afraid that one keg will not be enough for you, they are stackable, so you can get as many as you need.
Now, that's a keg I can definitely get behind.
Yeah.
How does that last a year? I would worry about it like spoiling and smelling bad.
And so that's just so weird because they said they had all the FTA specifications, so I guess we'll see how that goes also.
Well, all right, Katie, I'm looking forward to that. Hey, thank you so much. Hey, Molly, let's get one final look at weather.
Yeah, so tomorrow it's going to be in the upper 40s with mostly sunny conditions. It's going to be beautiful for the next remaining days. Is a high pressure system we are under, but rain returns on Sunday with a high of 46 degrees. You can expect rain, and for Monday as well with a high of 47 degrees. Tuesday, though, we have a high of 50 degrees with partly cloudy conditions.
All right, Molly, thank you so much. That's all tonight for us on NewsLink Indiana. Be sure to watch us tomorrow night right here on Cardinal Vision or at ballstatedaily.com.
And remember to like us on Facebook and follow us on Twitter. Have a good night.